Alright, welcome back to the Flip-Flop Fab Shop. This one's a little different. So, I'm 21. Ever since I was 15, I wanted a dirt bike. But I had like school to pay for and cars to work on and pay for. So I never bought a dirt bike. Finally got one. It's a 98 Honda CR125. It's in pretty good shape. It runs pretty good. There's a few things I need to do to it before she can rip. Quick walk around. It's in pretty good shape for being a 98. That's 2 years newer than my truck and 3 years older than my car. So I have a type, if you can tell. Let's see. The front seals, the fork seals may be leaking a little bit, like just a smidge. Then this gasket here is leaking. The carburetor, the guy said the float he thinks is stuck, so it kind of pours gas out every once in a while. On the front sprocket, they've seen better days. The rear one's not terrible. Oh, the rear wheel bearings are sacked. I can't really. There's play in it. I got those ordered up. I ordered up some all balls. It's got this pipe on it. Turbine core. I think it's like $180 pipe. Well, it just has a silencer. I think this is the stock pipe. Oh. And then this, where it connects the pipe to the silencer, it's all jank and it pours down all the carbon. It's probably gonna need a new radiator hose. It's a little, like, what's that called? Ballooned a little bit. And then I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. That's like the water pump or something. Honestly, I have no idea. I had this thing for like a few days. I already scuffed it up more than it was when I bought the thing. That's kind of disappointing. Try to start her up for you. It kind of dies out. I think it's probably because of the carburetor. But now that it's warm, watch. Well, hopefully the plug didn't just foul out again. Seems like it did. So as you can see, it started running rich again at the end of that clip. So it died, right? And then in order to get it started again, I turned the gas completely off, started it, because that's how it starts. Like, you have to lean it out in order to get it going. And then once it was running, I had to turn it back on to halfway. And then it started running rich again. So it's definitely getting too much fuel. And probably the plug being fouled out. We had to revive it twice. That's definitely not helping. But I got 2 plugs coming in tomorrow. So some NGK BR90Gs. And the air filter also, I don't feel like zipping this off. I looked at it yesterday. It was pretty old. It was starting to deteriorate a little bit. So, but I got one of those on order, a Maximo one. And then the pipe definitely needs to be repacked, but I don't want to repack it until I fix all the leaks in the exhaust. This one here, and then the one that comes out of the head of the cylinder. And I want to get it running right before I repack it, because I don't want to just fill it up with carbon again. So I'm probably going to ride it for a second if I can, and then I'm going to take the bowl off of the carburetor and try to get the jets out of it. So I'm trying to do this the easy way, and just get these float bowl screws out. I just loosened the clamp here and twisted it. Obviously took the fuel line off and routed these out here so they're not twisting up by the chain. Now I'm gonna spray this with carb cleaner so I clean it so I don't get stuff inside the car while I'm cleaning it. I got these 4 screws out. 2 of them are kind of stripped. There's definitely gunk in there. A lot, actually. Look at all that. Now, who knows if that's from me just taking it off just now? But, like, that's not good. So I'm gonna start tearing it apart some more. All right, once you get the float and the needle out, you just pull those out. You just gotta take a pin out. Here's your pilot jet and your main jet. As you can see, I got some jank stuff going on here. That one's broken. It's got these marks on it. And then this is it's finger tight. I'm gonna clean this guy, which it doesn't look dirty, but I'm gonna clean it. I would like to try to get this guy out, but I'm not gonna force it out. Especially if I want to go riding tomorrow. So I'm gonna try a little bit, but I'm not gonna try too hard because I don't want to dick it up. So, but if I can't get it out, I'm just gonna spray carb cleaner through it like this way. So I'm gonna put a little tray down here. It's way cleaner. When trying to put this back on, this needle goes through that hole right there. Got the plug out. As you can see, it's pretty wet down in there. So I'll try to clean it up, but not too hopeful here. So put the car back together, took the plug out, sprayed with brake clean, lit it on fire, burned it all out, put it back in, started it, and it started for a split second, and then it died out again. So I think that plug's just absolutely sacked out, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow. So hopefully a new plug and ripping her will fix her up for the time being. But now I need to mix up some 40-to-1. Got 4 gallons in here. So I cleaned the carb, as you guys saw. Then I got a new plug yesterday, so I put the new plug in. Then we took it to the river, and we were ripping it, and it ran fine. We were only running for like an hour, and then at the end, told my girlfriend to start record me. You know, I got my first bike. You know, I wanted to take a few videos of me running it, and as soon as I told her, it started running terrible. It would idle, and it would the mid range was fine, but as soon as you gave her some gas, to rip, it would bog down and start breaking up. So I don't really know what's going on, and the carburetor is still leaking gas out of it. So I'm gonna pop these out. I got my new air filter, so I'm gonna pop that in, and clean out the air filter area and see what's going on. They're in pretty good shape. Go over here. Yeah, it's pretty dirty, and it's kind of, I don't know. I'm probably gonna wipe this out before I take this off. Or I can take it off actually. Not too concerned about getting dirt in here. Well, that's kind of weird. See that tear? Hopefully that didn't go inside of the engine. I'm sure it did, because that's the only way it could have gone. Well, I'm gonna clean this out a little bit. So I cleaned up the little basket guy and this. I cleaned the mating surface for this. It's still kind of dirty in here, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I'll make it pretty later. It'll still run fine. This is a filter I got. It's a Maxima filter. This was 15 bucks. 15 bucks. Pre-oiled, comes with gloves and a little sticker. The old filter is actually an old Unifilter, or Uni, however you say that. But that's not good. Hopefully it did not eat too much of that. So that's not the most ideal thing to see when you take your air filter off. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on. Pro tip, use the gloves that come with the filter, because that stuff's like silicone mixed with oil. It's terrible. I got the new one on there. For 15 bucks, I'm pretty impressed, honestly. We'll try to start it and see what it does. I'm not expecting it to run a whole lot differently, but who knows? Maybe it was super restrictive. I don't know. We'll see. a new plug in it, and I adjusted the idle, and now it's idling at least. It's a little high. Making a little progress. All right, so I'm gonna try to adjust the floats, and I want to inspect the reeds on this. So I loosened these clamps on the front and back of the carburetor. I'm taking the slide out, which I've never done, so I'm recording so I don't forget. And I'll get to see what needle position it's in. All right, now I'm gonna just wiggle this out of here. All right, so I took the carb off. Don't let anyone tell you have to take the whole bike apart. Well, maybe on some bikes you do, but this one I just loosened the clamps and wiggled it out. It might be a bit getting it back in, but it'll be all right. I'll deal with it. While I have it apart, I'm gonna look at the needle clip position because I don't know what it's at, and I know it's running rich. So I'm gonna look at that, but first I wanna inspect my reed valves. So how we're gonna do that? Oh, it's not a 12, maybe it's a 10. And if I can do this, you can do this, because I've never worked on a dirt bike before. All right, let's see. It's a 10. Hopefully these aren't too tight. All right, I need to put an extension on. Alright, you can actually fit a ratchet in here too. So I got all of them using a 10 on a 1/4 inch ratchet, just by going back here. And I used a little extension too. So now we're gonna pull this apart. Ooh, it's warm. Oh, they're oily, like very oily. Let's see what this gasket looks like. It's definitely pretty flat. I'll just go slow. Go slower. Stop. You can see the piston. That's cool.
Wanna do it again?
Yeah.
Slow again?
Yeah. Yeah, you can like completely see the piston. I don't know if this is bad or not. They don't they seem to seal, but maybe at the tips it's a little, I don't know. I feel like they should have more resistance in this, because I'm not pulling at all. They have like little to no resistance. So I'm gonna do some research and see if I should replace these or what. I mean, they don't look bad. They don't have any cracks. They just seem kind of weak. But then again, I don't know what they're supposed to be like, so I can't really say anything. So in order to get your needle out, I was gonna try to put it back together for y'all, but it's proven to be difficult. So this is your throttle cable, and you have the spring that goes up here. And you'll want to compress the spring so that you can hold the throttle cable, which is kind of hard. But then, I'll show you without the spring. It goes in here like that, but you need to get the spring tight so you can push this down and come out with it. It's just hard to put it back together, so I don't want to do it twice if I don't have to. Now it has like a screw. It's an 8mm, I think. It's smaller. Hold on. So there's like a spring in here. So when you loosen it, you want to push down and then one turn and it comes out. See? It's like that. And then your needle comes out. And so we're 1, 2, 3. We're on the third clip. Which is actually like where I want it to be. Stick it through. You put it flush. Take this guy. Make sure that's at the bottom. Then you stick this in and you push and tighten it. Now it's good to go. So what your clip position does for you is, if you watch this, so this is with the throttle off basically, and that needle is thick right there, and the more you open it, the thinner it gets. If y'all can see that. See, it just has a gradual taper on it. So when you put your clip position at the top, it forces this needle down a little further, meaning it'll run leaner. And then if you put it at the bottom, it shortens the clip and causes it to run more rich and get more gas. Alright, and if you want a quick rundown on how reed valves work, this might not be the best representation, but they're supposed to let air go through them and not come back out. It's like a check valve. So here's a demonstration. I don't know if that captured, but that's what they do. So this is how I'm verifying if my float needle is sealing. Putting it in here, putting a little bit of pressure on it, and then blowing through where the gas goes into. So So it's definitely sealing. So I was blowing pretty hard and I didn't have a lot of pressure on it. So the only thing I can think of why it's leaking gas is the float adjustment's off. So and then you see how it goes past it? See how it's like further down? So you want to go where it kind of clicks right there. So now you want to adjust your tab. So this old pilot jet was broken, so I had to drill it out and then put an easy out in it. Yeah, it actually came out, so that was good. And I dropped the needle clip to the second position, so second from the top. What I'm not liking is this doesn't have any numbers on it. So I don't know what it is, and I compared it with the new needles and I could not tell what it was at all. They all look the same. So I used like the FMF. I found like some chart and then the FMF chart, but the FMF chart was at 32 to 1.
What is that?
So I put in a 172. It was a 175. And I put in a 50 pilot. I don't know what the old one was. Then again, dropped this from raised it from the third position to the second position. So possibly 2 changes for sure. And possibly 3. I know you're not supposed to do that, but whatever. I know it's fouling plug, so I'm trying to just lean everything up a little bit. The only question is the pilot, which arguably is one of the most important ones for getting the thing running. So whatever, we'll figure it out. But it's idling with the new jets and it's more snappy. I'm gonna check the transmission fluid on it. I'm gonna crack this little guy open here. See what she looks like. So I popped this, what do you call that? Check level screw. Nothing came out. And I even tilted the bike the opposite way because it's a little leaning to the left a little bit. So it's definitely a little low. It doesn't have to be too low for it to not come out of there. I'm gonna take the drain plug out. It's a 7/8. So I'll take that out real quick. Well, definitely has some metal flakes in it. But it is transmission fluid, so it does have metal on metal. Well, the clutch packs, clutch disc, it's rubbing on each other the whole time. And the oil, I don't think it'll show up on camera, but it has some glitter to it, so that's nice. So this rag, you see the rag? That's nice. I'm gonna put some Shell Rotella. It's T4 15W40. I'm just gonna fill it up, probably ride around a few times and do it again, and then ride it for a while and see how that looks. So definitely could be a little better. I don't know if it'll show up. There you go. Not the most exciting thing to see. So today we're going to be doing the rear wheel bearings. Check this out. Yeah, not good. My first time taking the rear wheel off, so we'll see how that goes. I got the socket for the retainer I want to spray everything with PB Blaster one more time. Then I'm going to take this guy loose, which it's already loose. I got my bearings. Oh, it comes with a sticker. All balls. Alright. My seals, 3 bearings. Alright. Originally I didn't buy the tool for that side, but I read that some people are messing up they're like ruining the retainer ring, and I figured whatever, I might as well buy it for like $16 or whatever it was, so I got that. Oh, well, that wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Check it. Check my axle.
I haven't been
No.
cleaned for a while.
There she is. All right, got this out. Little spacer guy. And I'm gonna try to get this retainer off. There's an old seal too. So the, what is this? Sprocket side has one bearing and then the little tube. So I'm gonna try to get this bearing out first. So I'm gonna, oh, does this tube come out first? So I got the little seal out. Now I'm gonna get this wheel bearing out, the side with the one, and then I'll try to get the tube out of it. All right, I just got the brake side bearing out. I used this hammer, well, I mean this brass hammer and this, screwdriver. And I put it down here and found the lip. You can see I just found the lip of it. That and hammered it out. I got it started on one side and then I hit it from the other side and then it popped out pretty easy. And that tube will fall out. Yeah, definitely has seen better days. Looks like I accidentally hit the bearing material, not the lip. Whatever, that's fine. It's out. Yeah, this is gonna need a deep clean. That is disgusting. All right, flip it over. Do the sprocket side. hopefully this goes all right. There's 2 of them here. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Find the lip and hammer it out. I just got the sprocket side off. Now I used a 17mm socket. You can see 17 fits perfect on the inner race. I heated the hub up too with just a heat gun. Heated that up, stuck this down, put it on the inner race, boom, they both just popped out like nothing. So that went smoother than I thought. So I cleaned the hub out, brake cleaner and stuff. Cleaned the spacers for the wheel, and I put grease in here. Now I'm gonna heat it up, and then I'm gonna press these bushings, well, these bearings in. All right, now you want to put your seal in with the little spring thing down. All right, now to the other side, I'm gonna clean, well, I already cleaned this. I'm gonna lube it up with some high temp grease. Drop her in there. Then we'll do the bearing and the seal. Then you'll put your retainers on there. All right, got her all put back together. Everything's greased up. Grease the slide pins. Well, I didn't grease this one. Grease that slide pin, that pin. So, I noticed this bushing here. That one's bad. So, but I'm about to take it on a little rip, see how it is. Got some grips, some ODIs, just the slip-ons. I didn't get all fancy with the lock-ons. But these grips are trashed. They're actually really soft. I like that. But they only come in gray. And you can change this color, but it's kind of ugly. They're just ugly. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut these off and put these ones on. And they match the bike really good. So, I'm just going to take a X-Acto knife or whatever you want to call it. Chop that. I was told clear, well, like clear coat spray paint. It's good for this, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray some of this clear coat in here and slip it out. That went on really good. And I went and just slipped it on. That already looks a lot better. I'm gonna do the other side. Look at that. Way better. All right, there she is right there. Looks way better now. Took probably 5 minutes total. When I did the rear wheel bearings, as you can see, my chain adjuster bolts, both of them were too short because my flash isn't on, but there's a broken off bolt in there. Well, then I did some research, found out this is a common problem, so I ordered, I don't know if this has the name. Well, there's a part number. Alpha Ride Repair Kit. I got it on Amazon for like 20 bucks. So these have actually been drilled out before. And then they put something in it, and then those got messed up. Those got seized in there. So they had like this little bolt. It was about this long in there. And you couldn't even tighten it or loosen it. That's just all you had. So, yeah, it was jank. So I ordered this kit. And the old bolt, what was it? M10 by 1.5. M10 by 1.5. And so then I knew, I think the nominal drill diameter for that's 8.5 millimeters. So I found this kit. This kit comes with this drill bit here. It's a 9.5 millimeter kit. And then you take this guy, you drill your hole out to get the old bolt out and whatever. And then this little guy sits in here like this. Like that. Obviously you hammer it in a little bit to get it flush. And then you just do one of these guys here. And then this little insert and all this hardware is stainless, I believe, so they won't seize together. Still use anti-seize on it, but they shouldn't seize together like aluminum to stainless steel will. So basically that's all you do. I've sprayed some PB blaster in the hole just to lube it up while I'm drilling it. And this thing freaking torques your freaking wrist. About broke my wrist like 3 times. Anyway, just drill it out. Make sure you keep that sucker straight. You don't want to wallow the hole out to like some giant size. Just get her in there straight. And yeah, be careful. Don't snap your wrist. And then eventually you'll poke through the other side. I already did this side. And now I'm going to do this side. So here's the chain adjuster bolts, both sides in. I've had them in for a little bit now. No problems with them. It's got some, I sprayed some PB blasters, so it's probably not gonna do it. But pretty sure they're supposed to like not be this. It makes grinding noises. So I'm gonna try to undo this screw. Put some grease in there. In order to get it, I had to use the old wrench with the screwdriver method to break it loose. I had to kind of pry it off with a screwdriver. The seal. Oops. Yeah, I'm gonna clean both sides up and put some grease in there. I cleaned this up I'm gonna clean that up. Then I put some high temp grease in here. Not that it's gonna get to high temperatures, but grease is falling out. Needs to go down more. It's not supposed to have that big of a gap. Right, so this is what it's like now. Look at that. That's nice. Yeah, I think it's good. Thanks for watching, guys. There will be an episode 2 on this. I have some more things we gotta do. And then maybe an episode 3 for mods. I'm not sure yet. But again, thanks for watching.